Hey everybody, Qroo Paul here. In today's lesson, I'm going to be talking about how to express that something is easy to do or difficult to do. This particular lesson was inspired by a question from one of the members of my private learning group, the Qroo Spanish Crew. I have a lot of interaction with folks there. He said, sometimes I'll see something like, es fácil, and then just the verb. Es fácil entender. It's easy to understand. And then sometimes I see a de. Es fácil de entender. And the same thing with difficult, difícil. Sometimes the de, sometimes not the de. Is it optional? The short answer is no, it is not optional, but it does follow a set construction that I can show you. So once you learn the construction, you will always know whether to put the de or not. And while we're on the topic of it's easy or difficult, I'm going to go ahead and give you some other constructions to express this in different ways that aren't just es difícil, es fácil, so you can sound more natural sounding in Spanish. Here are the first two constructions I'm going to be showing you today, and they do not use de. Es difícil plus infinitive. It's difficult to do something, right? The infinitive is the unconjugated form of a verb. We just take it and pop it in. We love formulas like this. And es fácil plus infinitive, it's easy to do something. Es difícil entender este libro. It's difficult to understand this book. See, we're just taking an infinitive and dropping it into the formula. See if you can do this one. It's easy to learn Spanish. Es fácil aprender español. Did you get that one? All pretty common words, right? Aprender español. It's probably some of the first Spanish words you learned anyway. You're just popping them into the formula. And that's going to bring us to our next constructions we're going to talk about. And they're going to look very similar, except in this case, we're describing a noun, and we're going to be using de. Now in this construction, the noun is going to be right up there before the verb ser. So that's going to, give us our tip off that we need to use de. Este libro es difícil de entender. This book is difficult to understand. See, it is de. Now sometimes people want to put para in there. They'll be like, este libro es difícil para entender? No. Follow the formulas I give you and you will always make grammatically correct sentences. Here's another one. El español es fácil de aprender. Spanish is easy to learn. So let's compare that to what we did first. It's easy to learn Spanish. Es fácil aprender español. You see the difference here? One is kicking it off with a noun. We know we have to use de. The other one is not. It's just using a fantastic sentence starter, either es fácil or es difícil. Great sentence starter. You want to try this one? Try this one. This application is difficult to use. You got it? Esta aplicación es difícil de usar. What if we changed it around a little bit and we want to say, it's difficult to use this application. Try that. Es difícil usar esta aplicación. See? No de. So I think you've got that one down, right? Now let's move on to the next one. I'm going to give you something else for your Spanish toolbox. And this one is going to be when you want to express that something's hard for you to do or hard for someone else to do. And it's going to be using the verb costar, which means to cost. So here's an example. Me cuesta hablar en público. It's hard for me to speak in public, but this is literally saying it costs me to speak in public. Now, I found it helpful over the years to actually think of constructions like this that don't mirror English, to think of them literally in English so I can remember them. So the formula for this is going to be an indirect object pronoun plus cuesta plus infinitive. Indirect object pronoun, what am I talking about? Me, te, le, nos. If you're studying Spain Spanish, os for vosotros, and then les. And this verb is going to work just like gustar. So if you can use gustar, you can use this. It works the same way. Because with gustar, you're not saying you like something, something's pleasing to you, right? Me gusta esquiar. I like to ski. Me gusta levantarme temprano. I like to get up early, right? We're popping in our infinitives. This is going to work the same way. Let's do a couple more examples talking about what's difficult for me. Me cuesta aprender palabras nuevas. I have a hard time learning new words. It's difficult for me to learn new words. Literally, it costs me to learn new words. Now I'm going to tell you that this construction has a longer form, and it's adding the word trabajo after cuesta and before the infinitive. It just gives a little bit more emphasis. I could say, me cuesta trabajo aprender palabras nuevas. You know, I'm saying the same thing, but a little bit more emphatic, you know. Now I'm going to tell you most of the time you don't hear the word trabajo in there, so if you don't even want to use it, hey, you be you. You think you want to try one of these? Why don't you try one with a pronominal verb? Remember, those are the verbs that in the infinitive have a se. We're still just going to be plugging them in, but we have to pay attention to that se. We have to make sure that that reflexive pronoun changes, okay, and agrees with whoever you're talking about. You're like, wow, that was a lot, Paul. That's a lot of explanation. Yeah, you've got this. How about this? I have a hard time getting up early, like getting up, okay? Not waking up, that's a different verb. Getting up early. Little coffee. Okay, you got it? Me cuesta levantarme temprano, right? Levantarme. You had to make sure that me changed, you know, to agree with whoever you're talking about. Now, did you use trabajo? Did you say me cuesta trabajo levantarme temprano? That's fine too, you know, it's your choice, just like I talked about. Let's go ahead and do one that involves a third party because it gets a little bit more complex because we're going to be using le, but le can refer to anyone, right? Just like when we use gustar. Like if I said Maria, you know, likes to ski, I would say to Maria, a Maria le gusta esquiar. Okay, this works the same way, okay? So you're gonna go ahead and structure it that way. So, do this one. My son has trouble getting up early. And I know you may be like, has trouble? Is that what we're doing, Paul? You know, we're not literally translating here. We're interpreting, and we're using the set construction I showed you. So go ahead for that one. Take your time. Stop the video if you need to. Man, I do not have a lot of coffee today. Ready? A mi hijo le cuesta levantarse temprano, right? And it's de levantarse. We didn't need to change it because that agrees with who we're talking about. Now, this construction with costar is used all through the Spanish-speaking world. So no matter, you know, where you plan on speaking Spanish, this is super useful. It should definitely be in your Spanish toolbox. I'm going to move on to the next construction, which is also used all through the Spanish-speaking world. It's going to work just like costar and gustar. Okay, that's a formula, except it's going to use the verb resultar, to result. And we're going to tack on fácil for easy or difícil. So what I'm really saying is like, it results to me easy or difficult. Me resulta difícil concentrarme por las mañanas. It's difficult for me to concentrate in the mornings. Now you might be looking at that and think, hey Paul, couldn't I just use cuesta? Me cuesta concentrarme por las mañanas. Yes, you could. In fact, that's probably the one I would use. I really like that other construction, but here's another option for you. Well, that is the end of the video. I know that because, well, I think I've covered everything and I'm out of coffee. This is really how I judge these things. Yeah. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And until next time, hasta luego.